Welcome to the Northwest Sports Fanatics YouTube channel. I am your host, Orion. I got a great show for you here today between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Saturday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, one of the best third basemen in the game, Junior Caminero. And on the right, second baseman, stud, Cole Clutch Young. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Tampa Bay Rays. Leading it off for the Rays at DH, Yandy Diaz. Batting second, playing first base, Jonathan Aranda. Batting third, playing third base, Junior Caminero. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder, Victor Mesa Jr. Batting fifth, playing left field, Chandler Simpson. Batting sixth, playing center field, Cedric Mullins. Batting seventh, catching today, Nick Fortes. Batting eighth, playing second base, Richie Palacios. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Carson Williams. And on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, the former Seattle Mariner bullpen pitcher, 2-2 record, ERA of 4.28. It is Casey Legumina. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in right field, Taylor Ward. Batting second, playing second base, Cole Clutch Young. Batting third, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing today for Seattle, the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. Batting fifth, playing center field, it's J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Batting sixth, playing first base, Josh Naylor. Batting seventh, playing third base, Brendan Donovan. Batting eighth, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, the rookie phenom, Colt Emerson. And on the mound for the Mariners, our number two behind Logan Gilbert at the moment, 8-9 record, ERA of 3.76. It is George Kirby. Tridents up. Let's go M's. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 50th anniversary for the Seattle Mariners. 40 plus years on the radio for this legend and icon. He's retiring after this season. So we dedicate every stream to the one and the only Rick Riz. We love you. Tridents up. Let's go M's. And they're doing a little bit of an extended celebration, obviously, tonight, recognizing the 50 greatest Mariners of all time. So first pitch normally in a game like this would have been about 5 minutes ago, but they got all of these, legends and icons starting to kind of walk off the field. So I assume first pitch, if I had to take a guess, is still going to be another 5 to 10 minutes away, giving the players, a little bit of time to stretch and, throw the ball around a little bit, get the pitchers to warm up, and get a few practice throws in since the celebration went a little long. And then again, we should be going here in just a couple minutes. Daniel in the building, what's good? Angry in the building, what's good? Matt in the building, Jonah in the building. Jack in the building. Patrick in the building. Thank you so much. $20 holla. And again, everything that can be contributed, for me or the pup is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. We're at 20 on the dono train, 80 to go. Shout out to Patrick holding it down even before first pitch. I salute you and I appreciate you very, very much. We're going to need all the luck that we can get. Obviously, it's been a tough, 20, 30 games, to manufacture runs. Sometimes the starting pitching is good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes the bullpen is electric. Sometimes it has meltdowns. Most of the time, the defense is pretty good, but every once in a while, there'll be a game where we have 1 to 3 errors. But we got to be able to start to put it together. It's a very difficult schedule. We got 2 more games, obviously today and tomorrow against the Rays. We go on the road to play the Yankees, and then we play teams like, the Astros and the Phillies and the Brewers and the Cubs. It's probably the hardest schedule of any month that I've seen, out of this particular squad in the last couple years. And again, somehow, some way, we're going to have to try to overachieve and stay afloat. We don't want to be 15 games below 500 going into September. And obviously, it gets a little bit easier as we go into September. But again, if we're 15 games back, even if we kill it in September, it may not be enough. So we got to be able to try to compete. Magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and hopefully we'll be able to get that number here tonight. And obviously, we're going to need George to obviously pitch, at least decent. He doesn't have to necessarily be spectacular, but hopefully he gives up 2 runs or less, just because we don't really know what's going to happen with our bullpen. And again, it's all about chemistry. And the one thing that I'm a little curious about is, why is Taylor Ward leading off? We just got him. He's not J.P. Crawford. You want to be able to have your best hitters leading off. And I'd rather have Cole Young, Randy Arozarena, or Julio leading off. It doesn't make any sense for Taylor Ward leading off when he should probably be in the 7 or the 8 hole. So I don't know if Dan Wilson is trying to get fired, but again, he definitely doesn't understand lineups in baseball. And again, I know Taylor Ward used to be good when he was on the Angels, but hasn't really been that good, with the Baltimore Orioles. And yes, I know he walks, a lot like J.P. Crawford, but I trust J.P. getting a hit more than I do Taylor Ward. And again, when J.P. is healthy, you can put him at leadoff. When Brandon Donovan gets back to speed, you can put him at leadoff. The realistic good position at the moment is probably Cole Young or Randy Arozarena. But again, Dan isn't really the best option as a manager, and definitely isn't the brightest light bulb of the bunch, as they say. All right, now they're interviewing Brett Boone, and they got a few of the other icons and legends starting to walk off the field. It looks like they were doing a few more photos on the promo side, obviously recognizing the 50th anniversary of the Seattle Mariners and the 50 greatest Mariners. So it's taken a little extra time. So I assume now first pitch will probably be at 7 Pacific rather than the 6:50 time that they initially slotted. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Golf in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, it's a part of being a Mariner fan. It's sometimes it's going to get ugly. Sometimes we're going to get blasted. Sometimes we're going to put up 0 runs. Sometimes the pitching is electric, and then the hitting's not there. Sometimes the hitting is amazing, but the pitching is terrible. It's one of those things that's like, even though we're extremely talented, we just haven't been able to put it together. This season, a lot of pressure. Based on what happened last season, a lot of injuries, more than we've ever had in a half of a season ever, based on this talent. We've had guys underachieve, like Wu and Kirby and Mooney at the beginning of the year, even though it feels like Mooney and Kirby are getting back on track, and we just need Wu to get going on the road. Obviously, at home, he's pretty good. And then again, at the beginning of the year, we were one of the worst hitting teams in baseball. And at the moment, we're not one of the greatest, at the current moment. We know that Naylor and Cal and Julio struggled early on, and then obviously Julio has started to pick it up, but obviously, Naylor is still a little hit or miss, even though he's been a little bit better within the last 25 games. And then obviously we know Cal, before the injury, after the injury, not doing what we need, to be able to take the next step, for this particular team. So it's definitely frustrating, and the schedule is incredibly difficult. And again, the schedule makers didn't really cut us any breaks, not only with the 2 series before the All-Star break, playing the hottest team in the Miami Marlins at the time, and then the Tampa Bay Rays, the best team in the American League, only winning 1 game out of those 7. And then obviously starting in, after the All-Star break, and then having a back-to-back series against the Rangers and the Dodgers, and now this incredibly tough month of scheduling. And again, hopefully we can just find a way to stay afloat, because again, it does get easier in September, but again, if we're 15 games below 500, as we go, into September, even if we end up, going crazy like the Red Sox as of late, besides obviously today, they lost to the A's, but overall in that 20-30 game stretch where they just went wild, I'm not saying the Mariners are going to do that, but even if they had something a fraction of that in September, it still may not be enough. So again, we know the Astros and Rangers aren't very good either, and the AL stinks overall, and the AL West is the worst division in baseball. We just got to be able to focus on ourselves, and hopefully we'll be able to get it done. They're interviewing Norm Charlton now, so I'm hoping that we can get a lot of these OGs off the field, and we can get into first pitch here in just a moment. Jack in the building, what's good? Still waiting for the commercial break to end. Casey Legumina versus George Kirby, not Griffin Jacks. Not sure where you got that information. And then Ian Seymour versus Emerson Hancock tomorrow. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Gonna get all my screens all settled in here as we're waiting for the players to get on the field after the commercial break. Casey Legumina, the former Mariner bullpen pitcher, on the mound for the Rays. George Kirby on the mound for the M's. Obviously, we have the advantage in this particular matchup pitching-wise, but even with that being said, we know how bad the hitting has been for the Mariners as of late. But again, if we can end up getting 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, even though that's very difficult against the number 1 team in the American League, again, and if George Kirby can give up 2 runs or less, not knowing how many the bullpen is going to give up, hopefully it'll give us a chance to compete. Sean in the building, what's good? All right, looks like they're just doing a little bit of an intro here at the moment. Took a little bit longer for all the OGs to, they did pictures and then they did photos and then they had Lou Piniella throw out the first pitch to Dan Wilson and then Griffey was there and Buhner's getting extra photos and videos. And so obviously Boone is there, everybody, all the 50 top Mariners and whatnot. So a cool, promo video that they put out on social media about an hour ago, telling, kind of the fans and the city, what it means to be a Seattle Mariner, and again, obviously, we're real gritty, we're passionate and we know, things are tough. You have to be mentally tough to be a fan of any team in Oregon and Washington. It's not easy. And again, I do have some faith, even though some, others have maybe given up. And again, we had a 20-year stretch, where I still watched every game, beginning to end, even though we had no hope of smelling the playoffs. And this roster, last year and this year is better than anything that we've had, except for maybe that 2001 team, as far as like recent teams within the last 25 years. Obviously, we know it was awesome in 95, with Griffey and the 95 slide. We know 97, Griffey and, the MVP hunt and whatnot. And then obviously in 2000 and 2001 in Ichiro's rookie season, when we almost won 120 games. But again, then we had that 20-year gap where not a whole lot to cheer about besides maybe King Felix, Kyle Seager, Raul Ibanez, Nelson Cruz, Boomstick, and a few others, Richie Sexton and a few of these other individuals, Robinson Cano, guys that we had for a little bit, but obviously King Felix was the, biggest name at the time. And, it just feels good, having Julio, having Cal, even though he's had an off year this year. But if you look at his overall numbers besides this year, he's been very consistent. And this is the first year that he's been hurt and obviously hasn't been able to find the rhythm and a lot of pressure after having that 60 home run season from the previous year. Randy has been good, obviously in the box, but defensively, has some issues. The biggest bright spot really for the Mariners, is Cole Young. But again, we need others to be able to step up besides Cole Clutch Young. And again, hopefully we'll be able to have that here tonight. Let me get everything refreshed here real quick. All right, here we go. First pitch from Kirby to Yandy Diaz is high and inside. 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, grounds out to Cole Clutch Young, throw to first, and that is 1 away. Next up is Jonathan Aranda. First pitch is popped up and out of play. 0-1 count. And again, one of the best, 1-2-3s in baseball with Diaz, Aranda, and Junior Caminero. 0-1 pitch. High and inside to Jonathan Aranda. Four-seam fastball there, 98 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Aranda. And on deck is Junior Caminero. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. Four-seam fastball missing. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kirby to Aranda. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, high and away with that four-seam fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Aranda. Let's go, George. Sean in the building. What's good? Appreciate you. 2-2 pitch. High and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Aranda. And again, it's very difficult, to be able to get Diaz and Aranda and Caminero out. And again, if you're looking for a consistent 1-2-3, there may not be anybody better. They're definitely at the very, very top, not only with their production, but their consistency, which I admire. 3-2 pitch popped up into foul territory. Brendan Donovan is there, and that is 2 up and 2 down. There we go. Good start here for George Kirby, and we need him to pitch well, but we also need to be able to manufacture, some hits, some RBIs, some home runs, being the most home run dependent team in baseball. Next up is Junior Caminero. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. First pitch, big swing and a miss. With that sinker, low and away, 0-1 count. Shout out to our female audience, all of our new subs, all our regulars, all the mods, and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. 0-1 pitch, low and away, changeup missing there, 90 miles an hour, 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Caminero. Nathan in the building, what's good? 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 89 mile an hour. Four-seam fastball, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. It looks like that sweeper came into play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Junior Caminero. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. And a nice 1-2-3 inning. And again, that's not common, and again, right now, George Kirby is at the very top, with Logan Gilbert. And a good start for us. Now we just need to be able to get some hits. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners here in the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for the Mariners in right field, Taylor Ward. This doesn't make any sense to me. I know he gets walked a lot like J.P. Crawford, but I don't really trust him as a leadoff hitter. He should be batting 7th or 8th. I don't know if Dan is trying to get fired or if he's just brain dead and clueless, but it should be Cole Young, Randy, or Julio leading off while we're waiting for J.P. to come back from injury, as well as Brendan Donovan to regain his early season form. Just doesn't make any sense for Ward to be batting first. Batting second baseman, Cole Clutch Young, maybe the one bright spot of the 2026 season, and we can always rely on Cole on offense and defense. Let's get it Clutch. And batting third, the best consistent hitter on the team from the beginning of the year, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And then on the mound for the Rays, former Seattle Mariner bullpen pitcher, 2-2 record, ERA at 4.28, Casey Legumina. Trident's up. Let's go M's. We're at 20 on the Dono train, 80 to go. 75 subs to go to 24,600. We're at 24,525. And we gained 3 subs since the beginning of the stream. I appreciate that. 72 subs now to go to 24,600. Let's see where we're at on the likes here as we transition to the bottom of the first inning. Got 172 in the room, and hopefully we're close to that 30 to 50 range. And Ward with a nice, let's take a look at this replay here. First pitch, Ward, a little dribbler up the middle and finding a way to get on. Great job there by Taylor Ward. All right, we're at 52 likes, 48 to 100. I'm happy that Ward got the hit, but still don't like to have him at that leadoff spot. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. First pitch is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees, but on the corner, 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. And a little double play action here. Throw back to first and safe. Zach in the building. What's good? And I'm glad that we didn't hit into a double play after hitting 4 or 5, against the Tigers. And hopefully we can get something going here early on. Randy Arozarena. First pitch is low and away with that sinker, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Sean with a 20, appreciate you. We're at 40 on the Dono train, 60 to go. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. The Doggo Dad Dono, I salute you. 3 dogs and a cat. And it definitely takes a certain type of individual to show that kind of love and responsibility. Me and Paisley, thank you very, very much. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Patrick for getting us going early with $20 donos a piece. Big swing and a miss, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 1-2 pitch, high and inside. Check swing and does not go. 4-seam fastball, high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 2-2 pitch. And Randy chases on a bad pitch, high and away. And that is 2 away. And we need Randy to be patient. And not only Randy, let's be honest, we need everybody to be patient. A lot of our batters have been overly aggressive. And again, we're going against our former teammate, a bullpen pitcher that has been thrusted, into the starting role here today. And again, we have to make sure we take advantage, the best way that we can, even though, vibes, for the team have not been very high in the last 20, 30 games, but that doesn't mean that we can't get something started here today. First pitch is high and away, 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count by Casey Legumina. 1-0 pitch, hard hit dribbler towards first, toe tap on the bag, and unfortunately that is out number 3. We leave 1 stranded, but again, slowly but surely, we just got to be able to get guys on base and hope for that RBI or that big home run at some point here tonight. End of the first inning, 0-0 Rays and Mariners. See who's up next here for the Tampa Bay Rays. Next up for the Rays, in the 4-hole today, right fielder Victor Mesa Jr. Batting second in the 5-hole, left fielder Chandler Simpson. And batting third in the 6-hole, center fielder Cedric Mullins. And on the mound for the Mariners, 8 8-9 record, ERA at 3.76. Wasn't very good early on, but has been getting a little bit better. And right now it's him and Logan Gilbert as our most consistent pitchers that we trust the most. And then obviously Wu, Hancock, and then probably Miller last, which is crazy because at one point Miller was our number one. But it shows you, a lot can change from a week, to week, day to day. And from month to month, you can be really, really good and be at the top, in 1 month, and all of a sudden have a kind of a tough stretch and all of a sudden go from the number one pitcher in the rotation based off like the power rankings to the number 5. But hopefully Bryce and Wu and Hancock will have a little bit more consistency. And again, we just need to be able to rally on the guys that we have, even though Cade Anderson is killing it in the farm. Can't wait for them to call him up if they do call him up. Unless they wait till next year, but I would love to see a little Cade Anderson. Trident's up. Let's go M's. We're at 40 on the Dono train. 60 to go. 72 likes to go to 24,600. Gained a few more subs as well. Appreciate you. 71 subs now to go to 24,600. See how close we are to 100 likes as we go to the top of the second inning. First pitch here from Kirby to Mesa, high and inside. Four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. And we're at 66, 34 to go. Popped up and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Victor Mesa Jr. Mesa Jr. in the box, George Kirby on the mound. Top of the second inning, 0-0 Rays and Mariners. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and inside, four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the second inning, 0-0 Rays and Mariners. Trident's up, let's go M's. Griffey Bobble's got to give us some luck. 1-2 pitch, high and inside, four-seam fastball, high and tight, 97 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Kirby on the mound, Victor Mesa Jr. in the box. Two pitch. Ends up being a ball. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Mesa Jr. 3-2 pitch. And gets Mesa Jr. to pop up. Cole Young is there. And that is 1 away. One pitch, popped up and out of play. Kirby on the mound, Chandler Simpson in the box. No balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Simpson. 0-2 pitch. And a nice line drive there right to Colt Emerson. And that is 2 up and 2 down. Nice job there by Colt. Next up in the 6th hole, center fielder Cedric Mullins. First pitch to Mullins, knuckle curve going low and into the dirt, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Hitting the corner, high and away. Sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the second inning, 0-0, Rays and Mariners. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. Count now is 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the second. Kirby on the mound, Cedric Mullins in the box. 2-1 pitch. Popped up and fading out of play. They're in right field. Nice souvenir for that fan out there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cedric Mullins. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. So far, so good here for Kirby. We know how our starting pitching at times can be a little rough, even though we have a lot of talent. 2-2 pitch, high and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Mullins. Three-two pitch. And fouls it off. Looks like I got a little piece of Cal's mask or the ump there. Hopefully those guys are okay. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cedric Mullins. But so far, so good here out of Kirby. Three-two pitch. And gets Mullins to pop up and out of play. 4-seam fastball there. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Kirby to Mullins. Three-two pitch. And check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. And that is ball 4. First pitch into Nick Fortes, takes a strike looking there, 87 miles an hour with the sweeper. 0-1 count. And back to second. Got him. There we go. Not really sure what they were thinking there. And again, you know, base running hasn't been really our forte, you know, but again, Kirby sniffing it out and getting an easy out as they try to pull a fast one and steal a bag on us, and a big out there at second, and that is out number 3. Good start here early on for Kirby and the defense. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning and let's see if we can get on the board. Next up for the Mariners in the 5-hole, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second in the 6-hole, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. And batting third in the 7-hole, welcome back to the team, third baseman, Brandon Donovan. Trident's up, let's go M's. 71 subs to go now to 24,600. We're at 40 on the Dono train, 60 to go. Gained another sub. Appreciate you. 70 subs now to go to 24,600. Less than 500 to go to 25,000. 6.2 million views and counting. Shout out to our female audience, our new subs, our regulars, our mods, everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. We are global. And let's see where we're at on the likes, how close we are to 100. We're at 70. We're almost there. 30 to go. First pitch into Julio is a strike. 0-1 count. Sinker 92 miles an hour. 0-1 pitch, a little slow dribbler towards third, throw to first. And that is 1 away. Next up in the 6 hole, first baseman it's Nails, Josh Naylor. On deck is Brendan Donovan. Okay, looks like we're having a pitching change already from the Rays. Boozer is coming in. Cam Boozer. All right, Legumina is done. 1.1 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 1K, 13 pitches, 9 strikes, 4.17 ERA. And now Cam Boozer is coming in. And we'll see what happens here. And first pitch, hard hit ball, deep right field, back, gone! Let's go! Cam Boozer, thank you! Let's go! Josh Naylor was due for a home run. Let's go! Let's go, baby. That's exactly what we needed. And Josh Naylor with the first pitch right down the middle. Thank you. Cam Boozer, goodbye. 1-0 Mariners. We haven't been able to say that very often lately. Next up is Brendan Donovan. On deck is Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. And again, we're a very home run dependent team, the number 1 home run dependent team. And when we hit a home run, usually that leads to that second home run, usually pretty quick after that. And, maybe we'll end up getting, 3 or 4 today, hopefully. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. .2-0 pitch. And we're getting a meltdown here by Boozer, and I like it. 3 balls and no strikes to Brendan Donovan. And again, it feels like Naylor and Emerson, Emerson obviously had a little bit of a stretch where he didn't hit any home runs and had a couple recently, but obviously there's a few guys that we've been waiting on, to get into the double-digit number. And obviously Naylor getting one step closer, but it's been a minute, and I'm happy that Naylor finally got us on the board. 3-1 pitch, fouled off and out of play. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brendan Donovan. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Awesome job there by Naylor. And again, if they would have kept, Casey Legumina, the former Mariner bullpen pitcher, in, maybe that doesn't happen. But again, they go with the pitching change and we make it work. Line drive and foul towards left field and third base there by Brendan Donovan. Still hasn't really been able to find his rhythm just yet from coming back from the injury. Defense looks good. the most trustworthy defender we have at third, obviously with injuries to JP and, other individuals that have tried to play that position. But we need to get that, bat back to where it was at the beginning of the year, hopefully. 3-2 pitch, popped up and out of play. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Boozer to Donovan. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Three-two pitch and smoked into the gap. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And Brandon Donovan, and again, hits are contagious, and again, we've had a hard time, hitting the baseball lately, but today, finally starting to get a little bit of rhythm. Naylor, first pitch that he sees, he goes yard, and then Brandon Donovan working a 3-2 count over and over and over, and then getting a nice hit into the gap, and a nice single there by Brandon Donovan. Next up now is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. On deck is Colt Emerson. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And we're going to need to be able to, stay afloat in August. We're going on the road to play the Yankees and then playing teams like, the Astros. Even though the record may not be great, we always are going to battle with them. And then we play playoff teams like the Phillies and the Cubs and the Brewers. I mean, it's insane. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. And, I'm just hoping that, we can surprise and, maybe even win, some of those series. I mean, obviously, could we get swept, by teams like the Phillies, the Brewers, and the Cubs? Absolutely. But I'm hoping that, we can end up surprising and, winning, a series or two that's a little unexpected. And at the very least, you got to win at least 1 game out of 3. You don't want to, get swept. But, obviously shooting for 2 wins out of 3 is aggressive, especially against a team, that is kind of better than us at the moment. But you never know, what version of the Mariners will show up at that point. Hopefully a better version like today. 2-0 pitch. High and inside. Count now is 3 balls and no strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Patrick with another $2 holla. Appreciate you getting the dono train started tonight. And Patrick's second dono to the channel with a 20 and a 2er. Appreciate you. And that turns into a 4-pitch walk there to Cal Raleigh. And again, when's the last time that we've seen any pitcher, regardless if you're a starter or a bullpen guy, have a meltdown against the Mariners? Feels like it's been a minute. And again, now we got runners at first and second for Colt Emerson. Now let's see if we can actually take advantage and get that big 3-run bomb, here by Colt Emerson. And then on deck is Taylor Ward. Hopefully they'll have a few more hits by Ward so we can get some photos of him in a Mariner uniform. First pitch is in there for a strike to Colt Emerson, right down the middle with a 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And Colt just needs to be patient. The defense is already there. He just needs to let the game come to him. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Colt Emerson. And Colt gets into a lot of 0-2 counts. And again, just like with Julio, early in his career, when you get into 0-2 count, what usually happens? You strike out, and every once in a while you'll pop up and you'll ground out, but most of the time it turns into what? An out, right? And again, it's hard to be able to draw a walk, when you're in an 0-2 count. Is it possible? Yeah. But if you're an overly aggressive, swinger, a lot of times, you're going to end up popping up, grounding out, or the most realistic choice is striking out, either looking or swinging. But let's see if Colt can find a way to get a single, double, triple, or a home run here. Let's go, Colt. Oh-2 pitch, and a line drive. Looks like it could be. Wow, nobody at first base. I thought that was an easy double play, but that was interesting there. Williams was looking for someone to throw to, but Boozer doesn't cover first. And an easy double play gets a race there, and now we have runners at first and third instead of a double play inning over. And again, a critical mistake there by the Tampa Bay Rays. And again, we haven't said that often this season. They are one of the best teams in baseball, the best team in the American League. They just really don't make mistakes. So to have a few already is a little shocking. First pitch in, a Taylor Ward is in there for a strike, 0-1 count. And I don't really like Ward leading off. He did get a hit early on, and he has been able to get like a hit a game besides yesterday going 0 for 4. But again, I think I'd rather have Ward in the 7 or 8 hole rather than leading off. I mean, he's not J.P. Crawford, but one thing they do have in common is that they walk a lot. So they are patient more times than not, but I'd rather have Cole Young or Randy or Julio lead off until we wait for JP or Donnie to retake the spot. 0-2 pitch. Popped up into right field, fading out of play. And again, Cole Young, when he first started to lead off, he struggled a little bit, but now I think he's proven that he can play 1 through 9. And, Cole leading off obviously is probably the best bet, but I guess we're going to give Ward a tryout here at leadoff and see how he does. 0-2 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Boozer to Ward. Runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. 1-0 Seattle. And we know Ward was great on the Angels. He used to kill us, in those Angel-Mariner matchups as Ward pops up. And that is out number 3. A little pop-up there into center field for out number 3. And again, it just doesn't really make any sense. I mean, I get it. You're putting him at leadoff because you're doing the J.P. Crawford strategy, trying to, draw a walk so that way he can get on that way more times than not, and then hoping that he can get a hit or 2 in the game. And, and then obviously leading the second and third and fourth guys, in the batting order, hopefully that can knock him in. But, again, I just think that if I was going to want, a player to have that 5th at bat potentially, Ward wouldn't be, that guy. You want Julio, you want Cole Young, and you want Randy. Those are the guys you want that additional at bat at the end of the game, based on how they've been playing lately, not necessarily Taylor Ward. But again, we have a 1-0 lead, so we can't complain. And again, let's see what happens here as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Try to dance up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. We're at 42 on the Dono train, 58 to go. Next up for the Rays in the 8-hole, second baseman Richie Palacios. Batting second in the 9-hole, shortstop Carson Williams. And back at the top of the order, 0 for 1. DHing stud Yandy Diaz. Try dance up. Let's go M's. Nice job there by Josh Naylor with a solo dinger to get us a 1-0 lead. $70 subs to go to 24,600. And we should be getting close to that 100 like number. Fortes is up after that runner tried to go. I forgot about that in the previous inning. All right, first pitch here to Fortes. In there for a strike. 0-1 count. All right, we're at 78 likes. We're almost there for 22 to 100. Blue Jay and Mike in the building. What's good? One pitch, takes another strike with a sweeper, high and inside. No balls and 2 strikes to Nick Fortes. 0-2 pitch, a little slow dribbler towards third. Donnie is there, throw to first, throws a little low to Naylor, but toe tap on the bag, and that is 1 away. And hope everyone is still safe, with the fires, there in Spokane, trickling into other parts of Washington and obviously Oregon as well. And again, it's still pretty hot here, close to 90 degrees, but we are starting to get a little bit of a cool down period. Still in the 80s for the next 5-6 days, but me and Paisley are still getting our exercise and our walks in. And again, hopefully we'll have a victory walk when this one is over. Next up is Richie Palacios. On deck is Carson Williams. First pitch into Palacios, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Sweeper, 87 miles an hour there by George Kirby. 1-0 pitch, high and inside, getting the line. 1 ball and 1 strike to Richie Palacios. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-1 pitch, popped up, fading out of play. One ball, 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the third, 1-0 Seattle with a Josh Naylor solo dinger. And again, Naylor hasn't homered in quite some time, so obviously that feels good to be able to kind of get him going, even though he's got a good on-base streak. As of a few days ago, a number of games that he's been able to get on. But again, kind of the home run has eluded him, but finally gets the home run here today. 2-2 pitch from Kirby, high and inside. And I thought that might have been strike 3, high and inside on the corner, but no challenge there by Cal. And call now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Palacios, and it looks like it was just a little bit outside, and if we would have challenged, we would have lost. And we lost both of our challenges about halfway through, and it definitely hurt us last night. 3-2 pitch popped up and out of play. They're in left field. Count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 out. Top of the third inning, 1-0 Seattle. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Three-two pitch. Popped up and fading out of play there by Richie Palacios. And you can always know when Richie is out there, it's because he's got those neon goggles. And they stick out like a sore thumb out there. So you'll always be able to see him playing defense, and you always know who he is, obviously, in the batter's box there as well. 3-2 pitch. And pitches inside, and another rare walk here for George Kirby. Mark Langston there in the booth. It's cool to be able to see the 50 greatest Mariners, obviously all there for the most part. A few guys didn't get a chance to show up, but they're sprinkling a few of these guys throughout the broadcast in the booth, which is awesome. Next up in the 9 hole is Carson Williams. First pitch fouled off there by Williams, 0-1 count. Trident's up. Let's go M's in a must-win game here today for us. Hawks in the building. What's good? Gilbert is our 1. Kirby is our 2. Wu our 3. Hancock our 4. And even though Wu struggles on the road, there's no doubt about that. I guess you could say Hancock's the 3, Wu's the 4, and Miller's the 5 at the moment. But Wu did have a pretty good start at home. On the recent, opportunity. But again, we will see, how Wu does on the road as the season goes on. But again, a little bit of a drop off by Hancock and Miller, after, them being kind of the best guys early on. And, Gilbert and Kirby, returning kind of back to form. Wu, always getting it done at the most part at home, but then on the road has just been terrible, with an ERA typically in the 5 and the 6s on the road, and at home around 2. So, that's where you get that ERA in the 4s for Wu. That's normally in the 2s or the 3s. 1-2 pitch popped up there by Williams and caught, and that is 2 away. Next up is Yandy Diaz. First pitch takes a strike, looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and away, and bag is stolen by Palacios, and he is safe. Obviously, if there's any minor injury, to any of the, starting five, they said that they don't want Cade to go in the pen. They want him to be, essentially a starter, even though he could help out our bullpen. And, he's our number 6, at the moment, since we traded Castillo to the White Sox, for Sir Anthony Dominguez, Nolan Jones, and others. So, we'll see. Obviously, for like rookie of the year, type of status, is there a chance that they may wait until next year? Yeah, but again, I would like to be able to see, Cade do his thing. I mean, he's killing it in the farm, even though he's doing it in Double-A, but I haven't ever seen anyone as dominant in the farm, whether it's single, high A, Double-A, or Triple-A. Cade is doing better than Gilbert, Kirby, Wu, Miller, or Hancock ever did in the farm. And, Cade is special. He won a natty at LSU, should have been the number 1 pick overall, but obviously, with the Nationals and the Angels, they went for a positional player, and the Angels passed on him and went for another pitcher. And, Cade should have went number 1 overall, and we were blessed to be able to have the 3rd pick. And again, I can't wait to be able to see what Cade does. And honestly, I think Cade has a chance sooner than later once he joins the team, in a year or two or whenever it may happen. I think Cade has a chance to be the best guy in the rotation at one point. I think he's going to be top 3 right away, and then eventually climb up to, 2 or 1 sooner than later. He's that good, and he's got the stuff. He's a lefty. He's got the swagger and the aura. We haven't had a starting lefty in a minute. And again, he feels like, he could be a superstar like Cole Young and Julio Rodriguez. And I definitely feel that a lot of his jerseys, are going to be the top seller, as far as pitchers are concerned. There's a lot of hype and aura around him. Not to say that, people don't buy Gilbert and Kirby and Wu and Hancock and Miller jerseys. People do, but a lot of those people will typically run and go towards Julio, Cal from last year. And then now the new hot jersey is obviously Cole Young and Colt Emerson. And then obviously I think Cade's is going to be, one of the top sellers as you get the wild pitch. And now we got a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at 3rd and 2 outs. But again, next jerseys, that I would buy, and again, they just released a sewn teal Colt Emerson, a sewn blue Colt Emerson, a white, and they only have the screen print Cole Young. I don't know what they're doing with that. They need to be making Cole Young, in the blue and the teal and the white. They need to make sure that they get those done as well as the City Connects. But slowly but surely, you'll get more options for jerseys to buy. And again, but Cole Young, Colt Emerson, and Cade Anderson, those will probably be the, pecking order for jerseys that I would buy, since I already have, Julio and Cal and, a few Griffeys and whatnot. But, definitely Cole Young would be next, and then probably Cade Anderson, and then Colt Emerson. 3-2 pitch, and a hard hit ball towards first base. Naylor is there, toe tap on the bag, and that is out number 3. And the cool thing about the Blues and the 50th anniversary this year, not only do you get the 50th anniversary patch, on the sleeve, but with the blue jerseys, they got the number in the front. And they're one of the only jerseys that the Mariners have that have the number in the front, which it takes that style and swagger of a jersey to me to the next level. Not to say that, City Connects and the whites and the teals, don't look good. They do, whether it says Seattle or Mariners sewn on the front, but again, when you can get that and the number in the front and the back, I think it looks a little bit better. And again, they just released, the teal a few days ago for the Colt Emerson, and then the blue was like last night. So again, I don't have any extra money to be buying any jerseys at the moment. But if any of you have the extra money, and are looking to get a new sewn jersey, Colt Emerson's got a few nice, new options, and I'm just waiting on the Cole Young options since the Mariners haven't made those just yet. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third inning and see who's up next here for the M's. Trident's up. Let's go Mariners. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Mariners with a solo dinger by Josh Naylor. All right, leading it off for the Mariners, 0 for 1, second baseman, my favorite player, Cole Clutch Young. Batting second in the 3-hole, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And batting third in the 4-hole, DHing the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. We're at 42 on the Dono train, 58 to go. 70 subs to go to 24,600. And we got another new pitcher on the mound here for the Rays. And now Tyler Wells on the mound. 1-0 pitch, popped up and out of play. Four-seam fastball there, 92 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Seattle. Trident's up. Let's go M's. One pitch, high and inside. Cutter, 82 miles an hour. 89 miles an hour. Excuse me. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Seattle. Two-one pitch, high and inside with that four-seam fastball. Nope, changeup. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. And we need, other batters to be like J.P. Crawford, to show that patience in the box. And a lot of our guys have been a little overly aggressive. But typically, JP, Dom, and Cole are usually the most patient. But Dom has been a little overly aggressive and getting a little frustrated as of late. But again, hopefully everyone can kind of lock in now with a early 1-0 lead. Count now is full after taking that strike, looking down the middle. 3-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss. Down goes Cole Clutch Young, and that is 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, the former Tampa Bay Ray, our most consistent hitter this season, left fielder Randy Arozarena. On deck is Dominic Canzone. First pitch is high and inside with a four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour to Randy, 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-0 pitch, popped up. And fading out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Seattle. And if you're just tuning in, we got a solo dinger by Josh Naylor after a pitching change. And again, not something that we see out of Naylor often. Still waiting for him to get to double digits on the home run total, I believe. I think he's at 9 now. He was at 8, I believe. And again, just a few more guys that, we're waiting on to have everyone, for the most part, to be at least in that 10 home run, club and higher. But again, a few of the guys have, struggled to be able to go yard, but it's, hopefully starting a trend for some of the others. 2-1 pitch popped up in the center and caught, and that is 2 away. Next up is the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. Judah in the building, what's good? Steph in the building, what's good? First pitch with a cutter, in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Let's go, Dom. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 M's. 0-1 pitch, line drive up the middle. Throw to first, and that is out number 3. Let's see who's up next for the Rays as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Next up, first baseman 0-for-1, Jonathan Aranda. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K, third baseman Junior Caminero. And batting third in the 4-hole tonight, right fielder 0-for-1, Victor Mesa Jr. Trident's up, let's go M's. We're at 42 on the Dono train, 58 to go. 70 subs to go to 24,600. We're at 24,530. Gained another sub moments ago. Appreciate you. $69 to go to 24,600. Less than 500 subs to go to 25,000. 6.2 million views and counting. Shout out to our female audience, our new subs, our regulars, our mods, and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. And I see you in Australia and New Zealand watching as well. And let's take a look to see where we're at on the likes. We should be very close to 100. We're at 99. Can we get one person to hit the like button at the very least? And then once we get over 100, it should be smooth sailing to get to 150 to 200 before the stream ends. And Patrick with another dono. Appreciate you. Third of the night. Let's see if others will follow. $2 holla for Patrick. And Patrick got us started with a $20 dono. He's setting the tone. Then Sean, obviously a one doggo dad to another, got the party started as well. And then back-to-back tours by Patrick. I appreciate Patrick and Sean for holding it down. And we'll see if we get a few other baseball fans, whether it's Mariner, Rays, or MLB fans in general, to join the dono train party. All right, let's see here. First pitch is high and inside to Jonathan Aranda from George Kirby. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, popped up and out of play. Change up, 89 miles an hour there by George Kirby. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 4th inning, 1-0 Mariners. Broken bat. And back towards the warning track and caught by Taylor Ward. And that is 1 away. That scared me for a second. Next up is Junior Caminero. And in the 4-hole today, right fielder Victor Mesa Jr. Appreciate that, Angry. First pitch from Kirby to Caminero, which is low and away with that sweeper, 1-0 count. And Cam Boozer came in for Casey Legomina, the former bullpen pitcher that started the game over Griffin Jacks. And first pitch, Josh Naylor took it to the house. And again, hopefully we'll be able to add on a few more. You know, magic number for us typically to compete is 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And we need our starting pitcher to give up 2 runs or less. And obviously hitting has been, far and few between, in the last 20, 30 games. But, hopefully we'll be able to add on to this 1-0 lead. Little slow dribbler towards third, throw to first. Good defense there. And toe tap on the bag there by Naylor. Down goes Caminero, 2 up and 2 down. Next up is Victor Mesa Jr. On deck is Chandler Simpson. First pitch is high and away. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, missing the corner, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, popped up and fading out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Victor Mesa Jr. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-1 pitch. Popped up and fading out of play. Count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 1-0 Mariners. One-two pitch. Hard hit ball, deep right field, back, gone! And just like that, Victor Mesa Jr. solo dinger, and the game is tied 1-1. Appreciate you. $5 holla. Shout out to Angry. Appreciate you very, very much. Next up is Chandler Simpson. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, a little slow dribbler up the middle. And what a strong run there by Simpson, showing the speed, and no play there to first base. And runner is safe. Next up is Cedric Mullins. First pitch from Kirby to Mullins, high and away with a four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Top of the 4th inning, runner at first with 2 outs. We're knotted up at 1. Solo dingers for Naylor and Mesa Jr. And I don't think those will be the only ones here tonight. Throw back to first, and runner is safe. And a line drive into right field in front of Taylor Ward. And now runners at first and second with 2 outs. Next up, in the 7-hole, catcher Nick Fortes. On deck in the 8-hole, second baseman Richie Palacios. First pitch is high and inside with that sweeper, 1-0 count. 3 straight hits by the Rays here with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Runner goes. Get him! And runner is safe. And now we got runners at second and third here with 2 outs. Rays are threatening. right, Paisley's in here now, keeping Dad company. 1-1 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Fortes. .30 pitch from Kirby, and got him to pop up. Get to that ball. Did they catch it? Oh my God. Cal got it. Wow, right in front of the dugout. And again, it felt like the Rays were going to score, a few more runs this particular inning. And way to be, Cal Raleigh. And then anytime you end up getting, a pitcher and a catcher running in the same spot for a ball, you kind of are afraid that they're going to collide and, run into each other and get injured, one or both. But Cal sliding, Kirby sliding, and somehow, some way, Cal got to that ball. And again, if he doesn't, next pitch, Kirby probably gives up a single, double, triple, or home run, more than likely, or a walk. So great job there to keep the game at 1 rather than us being down 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, which could have happened. So way to stop the Uncle Mo and the momentum. And let's see if we can retake the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Great job there by Cal Raleigh. Next up for the Mariners in the 5-hole, 0 for 1 center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a solo dinger, Josh Naylor. And batting third, 1 for 1, third baseman Brendan Donovan. Tridents up, let's go M's. $69 subs to go to 24,600. Gained another sub during the commercial break. Thank you so much. 68 subs to go now to 24,600. And we're over 100 likes now. So now it's trying to get to 150 or 200 before the stream ends. And we got 205 in the room. And we're at 118, 82 to go. Julio pops up, and that is 1 away. First pitch to Josh Naylor with the changeup. 1-0 count. And hopefully Julio will have a little bit more patience in the box. Having him fly out or ground out on the first pitch is not ideal. First pitch to Josh Naylor is high and away with the changeup. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch popped up and fading out of play. Cutter 88 miles an hour there by Wells. 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Naylor. Rebecca in the building. How are you? One pitch. Naylor getting a hold of one. Deep center field in the gap, and it drops back to the Nintendo sign. Go, Naylor, go. And after getting a home run, gets a double. Let's go. Josh Naylor, baby. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about Bain. Definitely could be Rookie of the Year. But again, we lost Mike Evans to the Niners. Levante David retired. The defense wasn't very good last season, so we got a long ways to go. Next up is Brendan Donovan. First pitch is low and away with that four-seam fastball. 1-0 count. On deck is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And we're having a Rays challenge, and that gets overturned from a ball to a strike. Good challenge there by the Rays. And Wells steps off the mound to take a quick peek at Naylor, who's very efficient at stealing bags. Even he's a little bit bigger and a little bit more huskier, than the average baseball player. But he's got a lot of speed, and his baseball IQ is pretty high. He's got a knack for stealing bags. Big swing and a miss, low and away. Be a little bit more patient, Donnie. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second. Josh Naylor with 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-1 Mariners and Rays. Victor Mesa Jr. and Josh Naylor with solo dingers. 1 for the Mariners and 1 for the Rays. 0-2 pitch, high and away. Good take there by Donnie. Cutter, 91 miles an hour, high and away by Wells. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out. Wells on the mound, Donnie in the box. Yeah, they got to pay Vita Vea and they got to pay Baker. They're disrespecting both of those guys. I need both of those guys to be Bucks for life. And that gets popped up and out of play. A nice catch by that Grandpa Mariner fan right there on the wall. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-2 pitch. High and away. Good take there after an 0-2 count. Now getting it to a 2-2 count here from Wells to Brendan Donovan. Come on, Donnie. 2-2 pitch. And Donnie hits one into the gap. Will it drop? And no, it will not. Nice catch there by the Rays, and no chance for Naylor to tag up from second to third. Good throw there from the Tampa Bay Ray outfield. And that is 2 away. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. On deck is Colt Emerson. First pitch to Cal, popped up and out of play. 0-1 count. Bottom of the 4th inning, runner at second, Josh Naylor with 2 outs. Wells on the mound, big dumper in the box. 0-1 pitch, runner goes, and Naylor is safe. Great jump there by Josh Naylor, stealing a bag and going from second to third. It's one thing to go from first to second, but it's much harder to go from second to third without getting thrown out. And especially when you're a little bit more husky and a little bit of a big boy, you got to get your timing down. Nice job there by Josh Naylor. Big swing and a miss there by big dumper. 1 ball and 2 strikes with the runner at third, Naylor with 2 outs. Even Cal getting a single to make it 2-1 would be tremendous for us, considering how hard it's been to be able to manufacture, even hits, let alone RBIs and home runs. But obviously, if you can get a hold of one and make it 3-1, that would be great. But, beggars can't be choosers. We'll take an RBI single any day. 1-2 pitch. And Cal pops up. And into the gap. They run into each other. And they do hang on to the baseball and don't drop it. And that is out number 3. End of the fourth inning, 1-1, Rays and Mariners. Let's see who's up next here for Tampa Bay as we go to the top of the fifth. Next up, 0 for 0 with a base on ball. Second baseman, Richie Palacios. Batting second in the 9-hole, shortstop 0 for 1, Carson Williams. And batting third, 0 for 2, DHing in the 1-hole, Yandy Diaz. Right ends up. Let's go M's. $68 subs to go to 24,600. We're at 49 on the dono train, 51 to go. And we got 220 in the room, so we should be well over 100 right now. Where are we at? We're at 124, 76 more to get to 200. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. All right, Mariner Moose, we need a little help. We're tied at 1, but it's definitely a pitcher's duel. Josh Naylor having a great game, but we need a few others to step up as well. First pitch from Kirby to Palacios, takes a strike looking with a sweeper down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss on a knuckle curve, no balls and 2 strikes to Richie Palacios. TJ in the building, what's good, brother? 0-2 pitch, and a line drive towards first and fading out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the fifth inning, 1-1 Rays and Mariners. Victor Mesa Jr. with a home run. Josh Naylor with a solo dinger himself as well. And that's where we sit right now with a 1-1 tie. Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Richie Palacios. 1-2 pitch with that knuckle curve, sliding towards third base and out of play. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the fifth, 1-1 Rays and Mariners. Patrick with another $10 dono. Thank you so much for your love and support for me and Paisley, as well as the other NWSF members in the building. Shout out to Patrick, really holding it down with Sean today. And that is foul. See if we get a few other individuals to step up, just like Patrick and Sean today. And then anybody that donates on Cash App and Venmo, if you don't hear me mention anything about the dono, it's not based on me ignoring it. It's just maybe I didn't get the notification. So if a certain amount of time passes and you don't see me mention it, you can always type in the chat, and then I can refresh things and check on my phone, and then we can get that taken care of. So, and most people do, but sometimes people will just donate and not say anything. So just want to make sure we can give the proper, kudos and love and appreciation to the people that are supporting my dream and helping me be able to do this every day, as well as take care of Paisley. It means a lot. Pitch now count is 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Palacios. 2-2 pitch, high and inside, almost hitting Richie. And count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Richie Palacios. Three-two pitch, popped up into left, and Randy can't get to it. Hustle, Randy! And Palacios making his way to second base, and thankfully that's not a triple. Leadoff double there. Next up in the 9-hole, shortstop Carson Williams. On deck is Yandy Diaz after Palacios with a stand-up double into left field on a ground ball to Randy Arozarena. And we know what happens with ground balls when they go to Randy. You know, singles usually turn into doubles, doubles turn into triples. Randy is a damn good hitter, you know, and just the defensive part and the hustle part we wish we could get a little bit more of. Bunt attempt by Williams, pulled back at the last minute, 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. We're in a pitcher's duel here today. Even though the Rays have gone through many pitchers, we're still on George Kirby. But again, hopefully the bats can open up a little bit more for Seattle before this one is over. Another bunt attempt pulled back at the last minute there by Carson Williams. 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at second. Palacios with no outs. Paisley's in here, stretched out, enjoying herself, hanging out with Dad. 2-0 pitch, bunt again, and doesn't get a chance to pull that one back as you see Naylor enter the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kirby to Williams. Trident's up, let's go M's. 2-1 pitch, another bunt attempt to try to move the runner over, but that time that goes foul behind the plate, out of play. 4 straight bunt, I guess, attempts. You can show bunt, doesn't mean you're going to get, a chance to hit contact on it. And that's one thing I admire by, the teams that are good this year. They're not afraid to bunt. I mean, every team should bunt, because nobody practices bunting defense. You don't know if they're going to be able to get a hold of it. And once they get a hold of it, usually the throw sometimes ends up being high or low, and you never know if the first baseman is going to handle it. So sometimes you can get a single or a double off a bunt. And I'm just kind of shocked that most teams don't bunt that often, let alone, every game at least once. And Williams pops up after showing 4 bunt attempts, and that is 1 away. Small ball is king. Next up is Yandy Diaz. And first pitch to Diaz pops it back to the T-Mobile bricks with the sinker. 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And again, Diaz, with Aranda and Caminero, a very, very dominant 1-2-3, one of the best in the league. They really have the consistency down. And again, if you look at their batting averages for a majority of their team, and again, for their studs, we don't really have guys over 300, and they typically will have, a few guys, over 300, and then another few guys that are just hovering right below it, and again, they may not hit as many home runs as a few other teams, but they are very efficient and very well managed. 0-2 pitch, popped up and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Yandy Diaz. I wish we had that stability, if Brendan Donovan never got hurt, maybe we could have had, numbers, for Donnie for a full season, kind of like Yandy Diaz, because if you do have a good leadoff hitter, it really does set the tone, not only in the first inning, but for the game. And we would know we had Ichiro Suzuki, and so when you have someone like that, you feel confident, that he's going to get a hit more times than not and set the tone. Now, will the guys behind him, get hits to knock him home? Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But just knowing that you got a good leadoff hitter that can get a single, double, or an occasional home run, it really, gives you that extra confidence and kind of aura and vibe and swagger that you feel that you can compete, rather than having someone that you don't trust leading off. 1-2 pitch. High and inside. Count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes for the runner at second and 1 out. Top of the 5th, 1-1, Rays and Mariners. 2-2 pitch. And Diaz pops it behind the plate to the T-Mobile bricks. Count still remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second with 1 out. Kirby on the mound, Diaz in the box. And again, it's not going to get any easier for us after we play the Rays tomorrow. We have Monday off, then we go to New York and play the Yankees. Regardless if they have Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge, or Giancarlo Stanton or not, it's going to be super difficult. And then also playing teams like the Astros, the Phillies, the Brewers, and the Cubs. And essentially every team we play in August could be a playoff team, even the Astros. So it's like, it's the toughest stretch that we've had in an entire month, and it's not like this season has gone the way that we expected. So it's going to be very, very tough. September, it gets much easier, but, we can't be 15 games below 500, going into September. We have to be able to stay afloat and tread water at least. Pitch fouled off behind the plate. Count still remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yandy Diaz. Three-two pitch. And Diaz pops up. And behind the plate again. Common theme. T-Mobile bricks and the sharp sign. Count still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Diaz. And again, I'm proud of Kirby, kind of turning his season around. I'm proud of Logan Gilbert. I'm proud of Mooney, turning it around. Because for a while, we didn't know if some of the guys were going to turn it around or not. And then Miller and Hancock were great at the beginning of the year, but they've kind of, come back to earth, so to speak. And now we're kind of, in the middle to the back end of the rotation. We traded Castillo away, so we got that salary off the board. But, it's not like Sir Anthony Dominguez is, given up 4 runs in his first opportunity. It was a little bit better, yesterday, but, we don't really know what we're going to get out of him. Bizzardo, obviously still not trustworthy, and we'll figure out with the Gabe Spire, suspension situation, and Jose Ferrer not really fully trustworthy yet, and we're still waiting for Brash and Criswell and Vargas to come back, and then, again, we'll see what we have at that point. 3-2 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle. Emerson is there. And that is 2 away. Nice job by Colt Emerson, and the Mariners team store just debuted this teal jersey of Colt, as well as the navy blues with the number in the front and the 50th anniversary patch, a sewn white, but they only have a screen print Cole Young. Make it make sense. Where is the Cole Young white sewn? Where is the Cole Young sewn teal? Where is the Cole Young, sewn blue jersey? I'm not really sure why the Mariners team store decided to go with Emerson first rather than Young. I mean, Young's been our bright spot, of the season, and I know eventually they're going to have those for sale as well. And I'm really looking forward to buying a Cole Young at one point or another, and then buying a Colt Emerson. And then I'm really looking forward to buying a Cade Anderson. Those will be the next 3 jerseys that I end up buying. It may take me a while. Obviously I got to take care of Paisley, first, and obviously bills and everything, and be responsible. But, those would be the jerseys that I would probably be getting next. So Cole Young, Cade Anderson, Colt Emerson. But it is cool to see some new jerseys finally being available. First pitch is inside to Jonathan Aranda. 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-0 pitch. As in there for a strike with the sinker there by Kirby. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kirby to Aranda. And if you're in Washington, regardless if you're in the Spokane area or not, the wildfires were crazy. Hope everyone is still staying safe. It's trickled down into parts of Oregon as well with the smoke, but it has lifted in a lot of areas. So make sure you're staying hydrated and making sure your pets are safe as well. 1-1 pitch, hitting the corner and getting the strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at third and 2 outs. And it would just be fantastic if we can keep this runner stranded at third to keep it game tied at 1. Kirby is pitched very, very well. Same thing with Logan Gilbert yesterday. We just need run support. One-two pitch, big, swing and a miss. Are you kidding me? Nasty pitch by Kirby. Woo! Huge. Great job by George Kirby. And we already know sometimes, our pitchers, will have meltdowns early, and to be able to, hold it down, for 5 innings, fantastic. Both teams have 1 run. Both teams have 4 hits. Both teams have no errors. I mean, it's just right down the middle, except they've gone through 3 pitchers. We've gone through 1. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 Ks. 2 Ks is a little low for Kirby, but again, he's only given up a run, so I think we would all take that. He's at 99 pitches, 63 strikes, 3.68 ERA, so he'll be done. And then obviously we'll see who comes in after this. All right, let's see if we can take the lead here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. All right, Matt's coming in for Wells. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 in the 9-hole, shortstop phenom Colt Emerson. Batting second, leadoff hitter, right fielder Taylor Ward. And hopefully there'll be some good Mariner photos that we can add in the future. And batting third in the 2-hole, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. I check every day to see, have they added, anything? And still, waiting on a good... Ward is probably going to have to homer, and then the photographers will end up, taking the photo and whatnot, but nothing available really just yet. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Pitching duel. We're not up at 1. We got to find a way to win this game. We're at 59 on the Dono train, 41 to go. Shout out to our female audience, our new subs, our regulars, our mods, and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. First pitch from Mats to Emerson, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and inside with that sinker. Back-to-back sinkers here for Mats. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 5th, we're tied at 1. Come on, Colt. And big swing and a miss. Down goes Emerson, and that is 1 away. And that's Colt's problem. He gets in way too many 0-2 counts. He's just super aggressive. And Cole was kind of like that last year as a rookie. But again, he made a big jump. Learning to be like JP and Dom and be patient. And I believe Colt Emerson will make that jump next year. But again, he's got to go through these kind of, growing pains, so to speak, before he can end up, turning into a Cole Young type of player. And a little slow dribbler up the middle. Throw to first, and that is 2 away. And again, not the, ideal at bat for Colt Emerson getting out in 3 strikes, on some, questionable, pitches. And then you get Ward swinging on the first pitch and grounding out. And now it's up to Cole Clutch Young to hopefully get something here. Single, double, triple, home run. Let's go, Cole Clutch Young. First pitch right down the middle from Mats to Young, 0-1 count. Already one of the best second basemen in the league already. And if he can get that batting average up to 270 to 300, he's going to be the starting second baseman for the American League every year moving forward. 0-1 pitch, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike from Mats to Young, because he's already putting up, better numbers typically, with Ernie Clement and obviously Ozzie Albies. Those were the representatives for the starting All-Star game, American League and National League. It's already getting the home runs and ribbies up there, and all the other statistics. It's just really about getting the batting average up so that everyone, league-wide and fan base-wide cannot really say anything otherwise. Takes a strike looking low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Clutch Young. 2-2 pitch. Change up low and away with the check swing. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Clutch Young. Come on, Cole. 3-2 pitch. And Young pops it up. It's in the gap. And Simpson is there, and that is out number 3. Too quick of an inning there for the Mariner batters, but hopefully we'll figure it out before the game ends. End of the fifth inning, 1-1, Rays and Mariners. Gained 2 more subs during the commercial break. Thank you so much. 66 subs to go to 24,600. We're at 59 on the Dono train, 41 to go. Let's see how close we are to 200 likes here tonight. We're at 134. 66 to go. Patrick with another 20. Thank you so much. Pat is holding it down. Let's go. Same thing with Sean. Getting us closer to our $100 dono goal. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And again, when you can have great, support, Patrick started it off before the first pitch with a 20. Sean is always coming through, supporting doggo dads like myself. He's got 3 dogs and a cat. Respect. And then Patrick is just going on a dono train by himself. $2 dono, $2 dono. All Angry's getting in with a $5 dono. Patrick again with a $10 dono. And then Pat again with a 20. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. We're at 79 on the dono train. 21 to go. Drew in the building. What's good? No matter if, we're great like last year or if we are struggling and kind of suck, I'm going to still represent, no matter what, and again, someone's got to be that positive force, when things are going well as when things are going bad. And, I plan on doing this for the rest of my life. And, it's an honor to be able to be one of the, individuals that, is doing something like this, and representing one of the best organizations, in baseball in the Seattle Mariners. Even though sometimes things are going to go sideways, it takes definitely a mentally tough person to be a fan of any team in Oregon and Washington. And again, sometimes things are going to go great. Sometimes it's going to go sideways. But one thing that's going to be constant is going to be me and Paisley and the NWSF. And Caminero ends up going on with an error there. And obviously, hopefully that'll be the only error that we have. First pitch takes a strike looking on the corner, 0-1 count. So Julio getting a PSA 10 card of himself, I believe is what they mentioned. Trading it for an autographed bat. Card is probably worth more, but we will see. Oh, it's a one-piece card. Okay. And I know he likes One Piece, so we'll see. The One Piece card's probably worth more, and that's kind of cool. Julio's in anime and card collecting and DJing and whatnot. So, I mean, hell, you can get an autograph Julio ball for a bag of candy. And again, just depending on if you pay attention to the things that our players like and whatnot. But we got quite a few players that are willing to give away autographed cleats like Naylor, autographed balls and bats like Julio. And another reason to be a fan of this team. Takes a strike looking, and that is one away. Drew with the tenor. Appreciate you. Means a lot. Shout out to Drew joining the Dono train. I try to bring that knowledge and that passion. And, again, it's easy when I've been doing this, for, 14 years. This is my 10th year on YouTube, so plenty of practice, to be able to get to this point. And, I've been watching sports and wrestling since 85. So, I've had a lot of time, to be able to watch some of the greatest athletes and wrestlers in our generation and beyond. So first pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle to Simpson, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and inside with a four-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rucker to Simpson. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Rucker to Simpson. Shout out to Patrick and Drew. We're getting very close to our goal on the Dono train. 2-1 pitch, a little slow dribbler up the middle, and Young can't get there in time. Runners pump the brakes, and now they have runners at first and second with 1 out. Natalie with a tenner. Appreciate you. Natalie's first dono to the channel. Appreciate you, Natalie. Shout out to Natalie and Drew and Patrick. And we're very close to our dono goal, at least our first one. And it really does mean a lot. No matter if we're good or if we're bad, I'm always going to represent the Seattle Mariners to the fullest. So, and again, it's easy because, again, I've been watching this team, since I was about 3-4 years old. But on top of that, I was blessed enough to meet Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr., when I was in first grade, 7 years old in Griffey's rookie year in '89. And I was the only one at my school that got to meet anybody like that. And, it definitely made a large impact in my life. And, obviously I'm the biggest Griffey fan on planet Earth. And, I will always continue to support this team, good, bad, or ugly. First pitch is low and away to Cedric Mullins, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, another ball, and a 2-0 count with a slow dribbler towards third, and a nice force out there to Brandon Donovan from Colt Emerson, and that is 2 away. And after that 2-0 count, you get that nice slow dribbler up the middle and good awareness by our defense. When you got guys like Colt Emerson on that side with Brandon Donovan, you feel a little bit more confident than those other guys that had tried to play third base. Nice teamwork by the Mariners. And now we're having a little mound visit here with Rucker. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Liam Hicks is coming in. All right, Fortes is out. Hicks is coming in. And Hicks did play yesterday. So we got top of the 6th, runners at first and second with 2 outs. Rucker on the mound, Hicks in the box. First pitch is high and inside with a four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. And hopefully we can get out of the mini jam. And again, we've definitely seen Kirby get out of a few mini jams, and hopefully we can get Rucker out of this mini jam as well to keep this game at 1. Throw back to second, and runner is safe. But I'm excited, for the opportunity when the Sonics do come back. I will be doing some Blazer games, in the fall. And when the Sonics come back, I'll do Sonics as well, and hopefully Kevin Durant at that point will come back to the team. He has said in the media that he would love to retire a Sonic, the team that drafted him. And that would put butts in the seats. And we know KD still, can put, obviously the ball through the net and is a very efficient, mid-range jumper shooter and can get the job done. Obviously, is a future Hall of Famer. And, it'll be exciting to see if that ends up happening, which I think it will. 2-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 3 balls and no strikes from Rucker to Hicks. And that would definitely, get the fan base excited, even if, Durant is at the end of his career or getting towards the end, but he'll still, be able to put up 20 points a game. He's that good. So definitely will be exciting whenever that happens. 3-0 pitch just gets the corner high and inside there to Liam Hicks. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning, 1-1 Rays and Mariners. And that ends up being ball 4, and now we got bases loaded for Michael Rucker. Come on, Michael. I believe next will be Richie Palacios. 1 for 1 with a walk. Come on, Mariners. We got to make sure we don't, give this game away. Big spot for Rucker here. First pitch in there for a strike. Nice curveball to get it started. 83 miles an hour, high and away, 0-1 count. Come on, Rucker. 0-1 pitch. And that pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rucker to Palacios. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Come on, Rucker. 1-1 pitch. Hopped up and out of play. Cutter, 89 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with bases loaded and 2 outs. Top of the 6th, 1-1 Rays and Mariners. And obviously the Rays went through a number of pitchers. George Kirby pitched a gem. And now we just need Rucker to just hold it down to prevent them from scoring any here. Come on, Michael. 1-2 pitch. Goes into the dirt, but good save there by Cal, hitting the chest protector and not getting away from him. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Richie Palacios. Come on, Michael. Two-two pitch. And a little dribbler that ends up going behind the plate to the T-Mobile bricks and the Muckleshoot sign. Count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Richie Palacios. Patrick with another $2 holla. Appreciate you. Over 100 on the dono train tonight. Thank you guys very, very much. 2-2 pitch, little slow dribbler towards first and out of play. Come on, Rucker. I mean, obviously, if we can get out of this jam and have the game still 1-1, that definitely increases the chances of us winning this game. Obviously, it's been kind of slim pickings. We did get a solo dinger by Victor Mesa Jr., a solo dinger by Josh Naylor after the pitching change from the former Mariner bullpen pitcher who started the game, Casey Legumina, for Griffin Jacks. And then, we ended up getting a pitching change after that and getting that home run on the first pitch to Naylor, but it's been slim pickings. 2-2 pitch, hard hit ball towards third, and it's fair. Damn it. How many runs are going to score? It looks like 2. And just like that, 3-1 Tampa. Damn it. And obviously, if we had a better option, than Michael Rucker coming in, but we got to be able to get on the board. And again, anytime you got bases loaded and you got a AAA pitcher in there, sometimes it's going to work out and sometimes it's not. Palacios with a big RBI, scoring 2, 3-1 Tampa. Can't let them score anymore. They got runners now on the corners at first and third. And again, as long as we don't get down by more than 5 runs, we can come back. But again, lately, we can't really let them, even take a 3-run lead if we're going to be able to come back with only a couple innings to go. We got to keep this to a 2-run minimum, to at least give us a shot. First pitch ends up being low and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch and another ball low and away. 2 balls and no strikes for Michael Rucker. Come on, Michael. Two-0 pitch, a little slow dribbler towards third. And getting the force out there at second base to Cole Young. And finally, that's out number 3. I got to go check up on Paisley and get a water. I'll be right back as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And hopefully we can make up, for that big RBI there by Palacios, and we can get at least a run on the board, if not 2, to tie this game up. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, left fielder in the 3-hole, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, 0 for 2, the Italian Stallion in the 4-hole, Dominic Canzone. And batting third, 0 for 2, in the 5-hole, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Tridents up, let's go M's. Tridents up, let's go M's. Got to find a way to battle back. I mean, that's just kind of been the story for us all year round. I mean, nothing has been easy for us this season. Shout out to Patrick starting it off with a $20 holla. Sean with a $20 holla. Patrick going on a dono train by himself with back-to-back tours. Angry getting in on the action with a $5. Patrick says, let me go on a dono train again by myself with a $10 holla. And then another 20. And then we end up getting Drew with a dono showing love. Natalie with her first dono to the channel. And then Patrick back at it again. I appreciate you guys very, very much. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, takes a strike looking high and away, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, Randy pops up into shallow left. Wow! And what a catch there in left field, robbing Randy Arozarena of a double. Chandler Simpson, how dare you? And that is 1 away. Next up in the 4-hole, DHing the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. On deck is J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. It's still very hot, here in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of places still in the high 80s or 90s, but it should be cooling down into the lower to mid 80s for about 5 or 6 days after having a heat wave for the last, 4, 5, 6 days, with all the wildfires from Spokane spreading to a lot of areas in Washington and Oregon. Be safe out there. Oh, 1 pitch, big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. From Mats to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. 0-2 pitch. And a little blooper that ends up going towards third base and foul. No balls and 2 strikes from Mats to Dominic Canzone. I mean, and again, all it takes is one hit and then someone to hit a homer and you're back in it. Or someone gets walked and then someone hits a homer. Or if you're able to get a couple guys on, just like the Rays did, and then you end up getting that big RBI. But obviously we know the Rays are a much better team than Seattle, this season, and again, it's going to be challenging. But again, you just got to have that blind faith. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Mats to Canzone. Let's go, Dom. 1-2 pitch, and hitting into the gap, but caught. And their outfield is very, very good defensively, just like ours. I mean, besides Randy on ground balls, there's not really a whole lot that gets past the Tampa Bay Ray defense overall, especially their outfield. That is 2 up and 2 down. Next up for the Mariners, who hit a home run late last night to give us a little bit of hope, Julio Rodriguez, and we're going to need another one right here if we can get it. Let's go, J-Rod. First pitch is a strike right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouls that one off. Out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Oh-2 pitch. High and away. Oh! And they call strike 3 on the corner to Julio. And Julio took too long to challenge, and now Wilson's coming out. And let's see if Dan Wilson's going to get ejected here. We don't want Julio to get ejected. All right, Wilson's ejected, and Wilson's got ejected 2 times in the last, 4 or 5 games, and anything to fire the crowd up, But again, Dan overall is kind of a soft manager, and obviously with the 50 greatest Mariners here, obviously, you're gonna do it when Lou Piniella is there, But again, they should have honored Julio's challenge. But now we might end up having our manager and our backup manager both ejected in this game. But, kind of crazy that they didn't allow Julio to challenge there, But, I mean, and more times than not, we probably would lose the challenge, But it would be nice to at least have the opportunity to challenge. But again, just like when you end up getting into a fight or benches clearing, sometimes it'll give you that spark and whatnot, but it didn't really look like they gave Julio enough time, because usually there's a certain amount of time that passes where you can challenge right there. And for whatever reason, he cut off Julio a few seconds before, which is something that normally doesn't happen. And, knowing our luck, we probably would have lost the challenge anyways. It probably would have hit the corner, but again, maybe this will give us a little, motivation, with Wilson getting ejected. We obviously know Dan isn't the greatest manager. It's kind of like Scott Service, a little soft. We'd rather have someone that's tough and a little bit more baseball IQ like Lou Piniella, but Lou Pinellas don't grow on trees. And Sir Anthony Dominguez now coming in for Michael Rucker. First pitch in there to Yandy Diaz is fouled off. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike for Sir Anthony Dominguez to Yandy Diaz. Top of the 7th inning, 3-1 Tampa. One pitch, little slow dribbler up the middle. Emerson is there, throw to first, and that is 1 away. Yeah, and we've only had, the ump do that to us a couple times this season, where they kind of give the cutoff where you got to be able to see, okay, was it a strike or a ball? And then you got to, let the call be shown, and then an appropriate amount of time. It's not like, Julio let 30 seconds pass and then said, hey, let me challenge this. So that was a little ridiculous, but, I don't know. But again, sometimes, umps have grudges against certain players and, certain teams, especially if you end up chirping at them, and again, obviously prior to the ABS being installed, certain, umps would hold those grudges and strike zones would shrink considerably for certain players and be enormous for others. So, to act like umps didn't do that in the past, and now we got Cash coming out. Sir Anthony Dominguez on the mound. And now the Rays get a challenge after the Mariners don't get theirs. And Rayleigh and a lot of the other guys in the pen are heated. You know, it's like you're going to let them have a longer extended challenge. And, you know, the Mariner challenge for Julio was, you know, not as long, and they cut him off. So not sure if this ump has got some kind of grudge against Seattle or Julio, but 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Sir Anthony Dominguez to Jonathan Aranda. Two pitch, a little slow dribbler towards first base and out of play. You know, and baseball's hard. You know, it's not like anyone's not trying. You know, it's difficult. You know, you got to have the right manager. You got to have the right players. You know, you can't have injuries. You have to hope guys get hot. You have to hope that you have the right batting order. You have to hope that the starting pitching and the bullpen and the hitting and defense come together. And, you know, it's not like we have someone, you know, hitting 60 bombs like Cal did last season, and that definitely helps you win a lot of games. So, you know, and again, I've been watching this team for about 40 years, and I have never seen a team this beat up injury-wise, you know, besides this season. You know, so again, you know, a lot of things going against us. Diving attempt there by Julio and missed. And a single there by Jonathan Aranda. And Julio's got to get his head back in the game. You know, obviously after not getting the challenge call. I mean, strike 3 and he's looking at the ump the whole time and doesn't get the call. That's wild. First pitch is inside to Junior Caminero with the sinker, 1-0 count. I mean, especially when you only get a couple challenges, you know, throughout the game. It's not like, you know, each team gets 5 challenges and whatnot. And obviously, if you win your challenges, you keep them, you know, the 2 that you get. But, you know, again, we've also had it go sideways with like Randy challenging twice in the first inning, losing both. And then we lost our challenges for the rest of the game. So you have to be able to use your, you know, your head on when to challenge and when not to. And they should probably make a rule that you can't challenge with one player twice in an at-bat. You know, but again, you know, that rule is not in place yet. But kind of wild as Julio is, you know, right there is the call, and Julio immediately puts his hand up, and whether the ump is ignoring him or not, but he puts his hand up immediately to challenge, and the ump ignores him. It's crazy. 1-2 pitch, as they just showed the replay on there. You know, did the same thing as, you know, Tampa did, you know. And Caminero strikes out swinging, and that is 2 away. All right, Sir Anthony Dominguez is done. Glad to see him not give up 4 runs like he did on his first start. Second opportunity that he got out there looked a little bit better. And we have another pitching change. Victor Mesa Jr. up next. And we're going to go from Kirby to Rucker to Sir Anthony Dominguez. And where are we going next? And obviously we're still waiting for Brash, Cooper Criswell, and Carlos Vargas, who hasn't even played an inning so far this season. And hopefully Sir Anthony Dominguez won't be a liability, and he'll be an asset for us. And then they're going to bring in Josh Simpson. Yikes. So we're going with a lot of these AAA guys. Rucker, AAA. Simpson is our worst bullpen pitcher overall since we traded Hoppy away. So hopefully he'll be able to get this last out. Top of the 7th inning, 3-1 Rays. Simpson entering the game on the mound for the Mariners, our worst pitcher in our pen. A lefty, and we'll see what happens with him. Obviously, Simpson won't be on the team once we get Vargas, Criswell, and Brash back, but hopefully he'll be able to get this last out. And then you got Victor Mesa Jr. in the box. On deck is Chandler Simpson. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, we don't really know, what's going to happen. It really depends on who comes in bullpen-wise, for the Rays. And, if they have a mini meltdown, anything can happen, but you just don't really know. Could the Mariners come back and win this game 4-3? Yeah, they could, but also we could end up losing this game 7-1. So it's like, hopefully we'll be able to, get this last out. And we're running out of time. We have a 3-inning sprint to try to get 2 runs. And hopefully we will be able to do that. 0-1 pitch, high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike from Simpson to Victor Mesa Jr., who had a solo dinger earlier today. And it sucks to, have your favorite team underachieve after making the ALCS Game 7 last season and almost making the World Series for the first time in franchise history. Cal Raleigh hitting 60 home runs and, obviously having injuries and not having a good year and falling off, this season and, having a lot of other guys be a little bit worse than expected, Kirby and Wu and Naylor and Mooney, but then some of those guys have gotten better as of late, Naylor and Mooney and Kirby. But Wu struggles on the road, but we just got to stay together as a unit. And Simpson gets him to pop up to center. Julio is there, and that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see if we can end up getting a run or 2 to get back into this. Next up for the Mariners, 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. It's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting second, 1 for 2, third baseman Brendan Donovan. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Got to have that blind faith even when things are going wrong. Gained 3 more subs since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 63 subs to go to 24,600. See how close we are to 200 likes as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Rays 3, Mariners 1. Got a solo dinger from Naylor, but we need more. And we're at 154. We need 46 likes to get to 200. We're at, I believe, 101 on the Dono train, 99 to go to 200. And Garrett Clevenger comes in for the Rays. First pitch to Josh Naylor. Takes a strike looking high and inside. 0-1 count. Garrett Clevenger on the mound, Josh Naylor in the box. Let's go, Josh. Josh having a great game today, getting a double, stealing a bag, and being able to get a home run. But, again, we need more than just one player. And Naylor, hard hit ball, deep right field, back, gone! It's the Josh Naylor game. Are you kidding me? Woo! Let's go, baby. You kidding me? Josh Naylor, 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, single-handedly trying to keep us in this game. Great job there by Josh Naylor. Where has this Josh Naylor been all my life? My God, let's go. Let's go. Next up is Brandon Donovan. Takes a strike, looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Unbelievable. I mean, let's be real. This season, we haven't had a whole lot of guys hit a home run, let alone 2 home runs in a game. Again, we saw Cal do it a lot last season, but again, this season, it's been, pretty tough for even a guy to get a home run, let alone 2. And let's be honest, sometimes it's hard to even get a hit, for a player on the Mariners today, and as well as this season. So great job there by Josh Naylor. 0-2 pitch to Donnie, and big swing and a miss, and that is 1 away. Let's see if we can end up getting one more to tie this game up. Great job by Naylor. Now let's see if Big Dumper can end up joining the home run party. Bottom of the 7th, nobody on with 1 out. We're only down a run now. Let's go. Big Dumper up next, and Colt Emerson on deck. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. Unbelievable. First pitch, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. And again, Cal batting from the right side is kind of seeing the ball a little bit better than the left side. So if Cal were to homer here, I would not be shocked. But again, he'll have to get one down the middle to do it. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Clevenger to Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. And after giving up a home run, obviously Clevenger is going to be a little bit more strategic than going right down the middle. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. 1-1 pitch. Inside. And again, I assume that Clevenger will be going on the corners, high and away, low and away, high and inside, low and at the knees. I don't think he's going to throw a whole lot down the middle for the rest of this inning. Unless he has to, if he ends up getting into a certain count. 2-1 pitch. That one, big swing and a miss. High and away with that slider. And if Cal would have been able to connect there, that could have been maybe a single, double, or home run, but just behind it slightly. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-2 Rays. Josh Naylor, 3 for 3 today with a stolen bag and 2 home runs. Let's go. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Good take there by Cal. If that was Cal earlier in the year, he would have wildly swung at that, and that would have been strike 3. So now he's got a chance to draw a walk or potentially get a hit here. Let's go. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Garrett Clevenger to Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Take the walk. And Cal with a slow dribbler towards third. It just fair. And it's wild. Go, go, go. Go, Cal, run. Let's go. And Cal gets to second base off the wild throw. Let's go. Let's go. We got the Uncle Mo. We got the momentum. Let's go, baby. And that's why you always run hard to first base. Even when it looks like you're going to be out 99%, you just never know if the throw, by the shortstop, the third baseman, the second baseman, could end up being high or low. And then if it ends up being even a perfect throw, sometimes the first baseman's going to drop it or take his foot off the bag. And again, you just never know when a magical play could end up, helping your team propel to a victory. And again, when I first saw that play, I thought, the chance of Cal getting, to first base safe, not very likely because he's not very fast. He's a little thick, as we know, right? They don't call him the Big Dumper for nothing, But again, with him and Josh Naylor, sometimes they can, pour on a little bit more speed. And luckily the throw was off and Cal turns a single into a double. A little bit of a mini meltdown here by Garrett Clevenger. Let's go. Next up is Colt Emerson. Try dance up. Let's go, Ems. Let's go, Colt. First pitch, big swing and a miss. High and away, 0-1 count. Just be patient, Colt. You can draw so many walks. And again, I assume that he'll have a breakout year next year and not be as aggressive. He's got to be like Cole Young. But again, when you're a rookie, again, you're going to go through those growing pains. 0-1 pitch popped up. Should be an easy fly out here. 3 Rays converging and caught. And Cal skips back to second base and safe. And I wish this was Cole Young as a leadoff hitter rather than Taylor Ward, but let's see if Taylor Ward can come up with a big play with Cole Young on deck. And now Kelly is coming in. All right, Kevin Kelly coming in to face Taylor Ward. Rather have Cole Young as our leadoff hitter than Taylor, but again, Ward has been able to get a hit in most of the games that he's been able to play in. Not necessarily multi-hit, but he's 1 for 3 today. And we got Kevin Kelly coming in on the mound, and let's just hope that Taylor Ward can keep this inning alive and see if he can get a single, double, triple, home run, or draw a walk. And then on deck, Cole Clutch Young. Try dance up. Let's go, Ems. We're at 101 on the Dono train, 99 to go. 63 subs to go to 24,600. And just a few more likes to get to 200 if we can get a little bit of support here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. 284 in the room, so we definitely have enough people to get 200 likes before this one is over. And we're at 164, 36 to go. And Ward, and caught in right field. Why not be a little bit more patient there, Ward? I'm just sick and tired of guys swinging at the first pitch, and again, it's like you have opportunities, work the count, get the pitch count up, try to get it to pitch 4, pitch 5, pitch 6, instead of just assuming that you're going to get a hit on the first pitch, and then when you end up doing it over and over and over, you got to learn. And again, but we got to be happy about Josh Naylor getting that second home run of the day. So at least we have a chance now, only down a run with 2 innings to go. But I would have liked to seen Ward work the count, and that's why we need Cole Young as our leadoff hitter, not Taylor Ward. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Rays in the top of the 8th. Next up for the Rays, 2 for 3 with a run, left fielder Chandler Simpson. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and a base on ball, center fielder Cedric Mullins. And batting third in the 7 hole, replacing Nick Fortes earlier in the game, is Liam Hicks. Appreciate you. Yeah, my dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s. You know, he grew up in LA and has lived in Los Angeles and Hawaii and Oregon and many other places. You know, he was a fan as a little kid for Koufax and Drysdale. So, you know, I might not be a Dodger fan myself, but I got a little soft spot for the Dodgers as well, considering my dad has been a hardcore fan since the 50s, since he's been a little kid. And on top of that, I got a chance to meet Ken Griffey Jr. when I was 7 years old in Griffey's rookie year. And then 3 years later, I got to meet Sandy Koufax when I was 10. So, you know, when you end up meeting, you know, arguably one of the best left-handed hitters of all time, you know, when you're a little kid, it changes your life forever. And here's me, my dad, and Ken Griffey Jr., you know, memories made for a lifetime. And then 3 years later, you know, I still got the fro going. And here's me, my dad, and Sandy Koufax. So, again, you know, I got a little soft spot for, obviously, the Dodgers as well. Obviously, I can't be a Dodger fan, you know, myself after meeting Griffey, but, you know, being able to, you know, meet Ken Griffey Jr. and Sandy Koufax, two of the best lefties in their positions, it definitely changed my life forever. And honestly, if I didn't meet Griffey and Koufax, you know, maybe I'm not streaming sports, you know, maybe I'm just streaming video games instead. So it definitely changed my life for the better. 1-0 pitch, low and away, 2 balls and no strikes from Simpson to Simpson. 2-0 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and no strikes from Simpson to Simpson. And I'm not really sure why Simpson is still out there, but, you know, especially when Naylor hit the home run and, you know, we actually have a chance to win the game. We got our worst bullpen pitcher in, not only, you know, and again, I know he only pitched an out in the previous inning, but still. And obviously we are still waiting with Gabe Spire and the suspension and whatnot, and waiting for Vargas, Criswell, and Brash to come back from injury, which killed our season, if we're being honest. Those 3 guys in the bullpen being injured and Donnie, you know, that really messed up a lot of the flow, you know, of this team. You know, because, again, we didn't really have that many injuries last season. You know, Kirby missing a few months, Gilbert a month and a half, Robles diving into the netting and wall, you know, and missing a good chunk of the year, but that was about it. And popped up to Julio there by Simpson, and that is 1 away. No-fly zone in full effect there by Julio Rodriguez. Josh Simpson getting Chandler Simpson to fly out to Julio, and that is 1 away. Next up is Cedric Mullins for the Tampa Bay Rays in the 6-hole center fielder. And then obviously Nick Fortes started the game at catcher, and now pinch hitting for him in the previous at-bat was Liam Hicks. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And then Johnny DeLuca now pinch hitting for Cedric Mullins. First pitch takes a strike, looking high and inside on the line, 0-1 count. Top of the 8th inning in a pitcher's duel, Rays 3, Mariners 2. Josh Naylor 3 for 3 with 2 solo dingers to keep us close. But again, we still got a ways to go. Pitches low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike from Simpson to DeLuca. 1-1 pitch from Simpson, in there for a strike. He's actually doing a little bit better, you know, than anticipated, considering he's our worst bullpen pitcher. I mean, besides Bizzardo lately, who has had meltdowns 6 out of the last 8 appearances, so. 1-2 pitch. High and away, almost got away from Cal Raleigh, stuck that glove out wide right and got it at the last second. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 8th inning, Rays 3, Mariners 2. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. What a big out there by Simpson. Worst pitcher in our bullpen, stepping up in a high leverage situation. I'm surprised. And that is 2 away. Next up is Liam Hicks as Paisley's coming in. You can see her in the background there. Lay down, honey. Lay down. Lay down. First pitch in there for a strike to Hicks. 0-1 count. Lay down, honey. Daddy's working. right. She got the message. 0-1 pitch. And a little dribbler towards first base that stays fair. Naylor is there. Flip back to Simpson. And great job. That might have been the best 4 outs I've seen out of Josh Simpson all season. And obviously in a high leverage situation, again, a lot of times, Simpson will give up hit after hit after hit, RBI after home run. And to be able to get 4 outs, unheard of. And now we actually have a chance, here with 2 innings left to try to win this game 4-3. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th. Next up for the Mariners, 0-for-3 with a K. Time to get your first hit in the game. This is the time. Cole Clutch Young. Batting second, 0-for-3 with a K, Randy Arozarena. Same thing for you. And batting third, another individual 0-for-3, the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. It's about time that we get hits for Young, Randy, and Dom all in this 8th inning. Trident's up. Let's go, M. $63 subs to go to 24,600. We're at 101 on the Dono train. 99 to go. Gained another sub moments ago. Thank you so much. 62 subs now to 24,600. Less than 500 to go to 25,000. 6.2 million views and counting. Shout out to our female audience, our new subs, our regulars, our mods, and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. We are global. And let's take a look to see where we're at in the likes, how close we are to 200. We're at 180. Can we get 20 people to hit that like button out of the 295 that are in the room? And that'll put us at 200. That would be great. All right, baby, let's go. Time to get a big hit for Cole Clutch Young. Be patient in the box, my guy. First pitch is high and away with a sinker, 91 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Kelly on the mound, Cole Young in the box. 1-0 pitch, sinker right down the middle, 91 miles an hour, 1 ball and 1 strike from Kevin Kelly to Cole Clutch Young. Come on, Cole. Yeah, same way, Tony. Rays challenge, and they lose. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. Come on, Cole. Single, double, triple home run. Let's go. 2-1 pitch, a little slow dribbler, and it skates through, and Cole gets his first hit of the game. I told you. Let's go. Let's go. Got to have that faith. All right, so first individual got his first hit of the game. Now we just need Randy and Dom to do the same. Let's go. Late inning heroics here by the Mariners. Next up is Randy Arozarena, and then on deck the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. Obviously, best case scenario, Randy gets a single, Dom hits a 3-run blast, and then we end up winning this game 5-3. But again, even winning the game 4-3, would be great. But you got to get tied up first and then see what happens from there. 0-1 pitch. And Randy with a hard hit ball, deep right field, fading out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first. Cole Young with no outs. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-2 Tampa. Come on, Randy. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 0-2 pitch, hard hit ball, laser towards right field, but foul. Come on, Randy. And Young has got enough speed. If Randy can hit it, down the line, Young can score from first. He's got wheels. Come on, Randy, get on base, baby. 0-2 pitch. Into the dirt, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. And a ground ball. Shit! Double play. And Young is out. Thank God. No double play there. Randy getting to first base in time. Fielder's choice, and that is 1 away. All right, come on, Dom. We could use a Dom bomb right now. And again, we got Dominic Canzone in the box. Let's see if we get something special out of Dom. And then on deck, the player that you want late in a game, it's Julio Rodriguez, who had a late inning home run last night, but it just wasn't enough as far as the overall number. Let's go, Julio. First pitch to Dom, little slow dribbler up the middle. Ay, 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 are you kidding me? Double play there by Dom with a slow dribbler up the middle. And that is out number 3. I did not expect that to happen. And again, the patience in the box, and again, why are we swinging so wildly, at the first pitch? And now we're going to have one last chance to be able to tie the game up. But at least we'll have, the right guys up. We're going to have Julio in the bottom of the 9th, who hit a home run late last night. We're going to have Naylor, who's 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and a stolen bag, batting second. And then Brandon Donovan, who's got a hit today as well. So at least we have the right batting order to have a chance. Now, will we actually do it? Who knows? But at least we're going to have the right guys in that situation up late in the game. But a missed opportunity there by being a little overly aggressive. And again, we know baseball is hard. End of the 8th inning, 3-2 Tampa. Next up for the Rays, 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs and a base on ball, Richie Palacios. Filling in for Carson Williams. I gotta see if I got a photo up. Hold on. All right, Ryan Villade is coming in. Or already was in at 1 at-bat. Let's see if I have a photo. And Mooney is coming in for Simpson. Villade and Walls. And first pitch from Mooney. Slow dribbler up the middle by Palacios, and that is 1 away. There we go. And after Villade, we'll have Taylor Walls as well. Nice job there by Mooney. You'll know how good Mooney is in the first 7 pitches. Good easy out there on Tampa for batter number 1. Next up is Taylor Walls. First pitch in there for a strike to Walls. And so far, this looks like the good Mooney, not the bad. And I don't think a lot of Mariner fans, knew if he was ever going to recover after how bad he was. Mooney at the beginning of the year with an ERA in the 5 and the 6s, but it's been much better as of late. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes from Mooney to Walls. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. Two up and two down. Way to bring the electricity, Andres Munoz. Next up is Yandy Diaz. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Great job so far here by Mooney. 0-1 pitch to Yandy. Big swing and a miss. I mean, we're not even throwing balls yet. That's when you know Mooney is on fire, you know. One more strike and we have one last chance with Julio, Naylor, and Brendan Donovan. 0-2 pitch by Mooney. High and inside, four-seam fastball, finally throwing a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 9th inning. Rays up by a run, 3-2. And obviously us getting this win would mean a little bit more than the Rays winning. I mean, they have so many wins at this point, it's ridiculous. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and he got him. All right, here we go. Last chance. You know, and at least we have the right 3 guys at this point. Now, will they cash in? We don't know. You know, but I sure as hell hope so. You know, if we can find a way to win this game 4-3 in regulation or find a way to tie it up 3-3 and win in 10, 11, or 12. Next up for the Mariners will be Julio Rodriguez. Batting second. 2 home runs today. Both solo dingers and a stolen bag. 3 for 3 day. Josh Naylor. And batting third will be Brendan Donovan. All right, come on, Ems. All right, Baker is coming in to relieve Kelly for the Rays. And we gained a few more subs during the commercial break. Thank you so much. 4 subs that we gained just moments ago. 58 subs to go to 24,600. We're at 101 on the Dono train, 99 to go to 200. And let's take a look to see where we're at on the likes. Hopefully we're over 200 likes. We got 318 in the room. And we are at 200 exactly. Thank you so much. We did get those 20 people to step up. All right, 100 more to 300. All right, we're down by a run, and obviously when we were down by 2, Julio Rodriguez, hit a home run last night. But again, if we could get Julio with some magic here. First pitch, big swing and a miss there by Julio, 0-1 count. Oh-1 pitch. Julio with a single up the middle. Let's go. There we go. Great job there by Julio Rodriguez getting the party started. And we know we can count on Julio more times than not, especially late in games. So now Julio's on board, and the guy that's the hottest player on the Mariners today with 2 home runs, Josh Naylor, 2 home runs and a double, and then on deck is Brendan Donovan. Let's get a walk-off win if we can. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, Mariners. And now we got a mound visit by the whole team where the Rays here, and hopefully we can find a way. And obviously we know how great Brian Baker is, leading the league in saves. But again, it's not like he's invincible. Julio hit a home run off him last night, got a single up the middle here today, and hopefully we can find a way to keep the momentum going here. Try dance up. Let's go M's. And again, we desperately need this win. Things have gone horribly wrong this season. You know, the Rays are, 69-48. They don't need this win. We're 56-61. Fucking A, man. We need wins. And again, not only do we play the Rays tomorrow, we got the day off, then we have to go and play the Yankees on the road, and then the Astros and the Phillies and the Brewers and the Cubs. It's just fucking brutal. We need to find a way to get a win here, as well as tomorrow. First pitch into Naylor is a ball, 1-0 count. We just got to be able to stay afloat somehow, some way. And we know the American League stinks, and we just got to stay close to the Rangers and Astros. First pitch is low and away with a four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, 1-0 count. What are the chances that Josh Naylor hits 3 home runs in a game? I mean, we don't really have that happen for Mariner players often. But if a player could do it, it could be Naylor today. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Josh Naylor. Great patient take, after going 3 for 3 today with 2 solo dingers and a double. A lot of guys like that would have already swung at the first 2 pitches. Great maturity and patience by Josh Naylor. 2-0 pitch. Naylor pops it up to deep center and caught. And no chance for Julio to tag up to get to second, and that is 1 away. Good follow-through swing, but just not deep enough. All right, next up is Brandon Donovan. On deck is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Julio at first. First pitch to Donnie. Popped up. Go out of play. And out of play. Come on, Mariners. Bottom of the 9th. Runner at first. Julio with 1 out. Try dance up. Let's go M's. 0-1 pitch. Popped up into deep left field. Fading out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. From Baker to Donnie. Try dance up. Let's go M's. 0-2 pitch. High and away. Four-seam fastball missing there by Baker, who's got the most saves out of any closer in MLB. An absolute stud. But hopefully Donnie can find a way, as well as the big dumper Cal Raleigh, who is on deck. 1-2 pitch. And a little dribbler up the middle. Could be a double play. And that is the ball game. Brutal. Man, if we could have just gotten to Cal Raleigh, what could have been? Final score, Rays 3, Mariners 2. This season has just been tugging at the heartstrings. It's like we have chances, but again, you can't win a whole lot of games only scoring, 0 to 2 runs. We have to find a way to get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And it's not like our pitching has been bad. Obviously Gilbert and Kirby have pitched well. It's just the lack of hitting. Josh Naylor did a great job and a few others, but the Tampa Bay Rays are the best team in the American League and have the best chance of, obviously making the World Series out of any team in the American League for reasons just like that. All right, let's go over the stats here real quickly for both. All right, Yandy Diaz, a rare 0 for 5, who is a stud. Jonathan Aranda, 1 for 4, another stud. Junior Caminero, 0 for 4. It's like, how the hell did they win the game with only 1 hit out of their top 3 guys? But that's how good they are. Victor Mesa Jr., 1 for 4 with a home run. Chandler Simpson, 2 for 4 with a run. Cedric Mullins, 1 for 2 with a run. Nick Fortes, 0 for 2. Richie Palacios had a 2 for 3 game with 2 RBIs. And then Carson Williams, 0 for 2. And then we need to make a change here at the leadoff. But 1 for 4, Taylor Ward. Batting second, Cole Clutch Young, 1 for 4. Randy Arosarena, 0 for 4. Dominic Canzone, 0 for 4. And that's unacceptable. We need these guys to get on. Julio Rodriguez, 1 for 4. Josh Naylor had obviously the best game, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, 2 home runs, a double, and a stolen bag, but just not enough by everyone else. Brendan Donovan, 1 for 4. Cal Raleigh, 1 for 2. And then Colt Emerson, 0 for 3. And again, it shows you how hard it's been for Mariner hitters to even get 2 hits or more. A lot of times we only have one player that does it or none. And again, hopefully things can get better. Tomorrow we have to find a way to stay afloat sometime, some way. We just got to be able to, stick with the tough times. So final score, Rays 3, Mariners 2. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us, your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. And shout out to all the people that stepped up today. Patrick with a 20, Sean with a 20, Patrick with a tour, Patrick with a tour, Angry with a 5er, Patrick with a 10er, Patrick with a 20, Drew with a 10, Natalie with her first dono, a 10 on the channel. And then on top of that, with Pat with another tour. Appreciate every single one of you that donated, all the mods and all the regulars. Appreciate you. And again, hopefully we'll be able to compete tomorrow and get the dub. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Tridents up and go Mariners.